have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. They're 8 years old.
Children are deal breaker.
Yeah, I need you to be able to stay at the house by yourself, so I need at least 12 to 13 years old and older.
Just for reassurance, I would like to add, I do stay by myself. I do have a 4-bedroom home. I have not been with my kid's father for the last 4 years, and they are 8, and 1 baby father. But
That's good.
I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Own house, car, everything. Thank you.
I think what they're saying is they don't want to babysit. I think that's the point that they were trying to get across. But I guess she heard whatever else. She heard something else. I'll give her, seems like she takes care of herself. So, good for you on that front. But I think they were just saying that they don't want to babysit.
So I saw this interview of a guy asking a girl what she brings to the table, and her response is exactly why men are tired of dating. She basically said she doesn't have to bring anything to the table and got offended that he even asked her that question. This entitled mindset is why men are walking away from dating. Here's what I realized. Men have been taught since birth how to treat women, but we as women are taught our entire lives how to be treated by a man, not how to treat a man. Like, think about it. From the time we're little girls, we're told what we deserve, what we should expect, what standards we should have, but nobody teaches us what we should give, how we should support, or what we should contribute. Men from a very early age learn about respect, providing, protecting, leading, and making a woman feel valued. But what are women learning? How to receive, demand, expect, and be catered to? We're taught that we're queens who deserve to be worshipped, but nobody teaches us how to be the type of woman worth worshiping. And the dating advice women get from other women is so toxic. We have this mentality, if he won't, then someone else will. So if he won't pay for your dates or buy you expensive gifts or treat you like a queen, then guess what? Someone else will. Like, that's basically the dating advice for women, and it's so messed up. Like, imagine if the roles were reversed and men were like, if she can't cook or won't clean or support or respect me, then someone else will. Women would lose their freaking minds. And then y'all would start calling that toxic masculinity. We've literally created a generation of women who think they deserve everything while bringing absolutely nothing to the table. And then we wonder why men are walking away from dating altogether. Men are expected to have money, a career, a car, a house, emotional intelligence, leadership skills, the ability to provide and protect. But when they ask what women bring, suddenly that's offensive. Meanwhile, men are working on themselves, building their careers, focusing on their fitness and finances, learning how to be a better partner. And what are women doing? Complaining that there are no good men while refusing to become good women. The dating advice for women has become what can you get, not what you can give. It's about finding someone who serves you, not someone you can serve alongside. And here's the contradiction that nobody wants to talk about. Us women can't say, get rid of the patriarchy, and then expect men to give you patriarchal privileges. You can't demand equality and then still expect men to pay for everything, approach you first, and provide for you. We want to tear down traditional gender roles when it benefits us, but keep them when they serve us? That's not equality. That's having your cake and eating it too. And then we act shocked when men choose to focus on themselves instead of dealing with entitled, demanding women who offer nothing but expect everything. This is why men are going their own way. This is why they're choosing peace over relationships. We literally made dating not worth their time or energy. You can't expect to receive what you're not willing to give. Like attracts like, so become the person you want to be with. Stop asking what men can do for you and start asking what you can do for them. That's how you become irreplaceable.
Ladies, if you don't want your man to actually lose feelings for you, you need to do these 3 things. First, you need to stop criticizing him, because you constantly telling him what he's doing too much of or what he's not doing enough of is only going to demotivate him from actually working on it and doing more for you. The second thing is you not showing him respect. If you're not respecting him all the time, he's not going to stick around for long. And the third thing is you constantly competing with him instead of completing him. You don't need to make more money than him. You don't need to be as good at certain things as him. It doesn't matter. You guys are a team. Start acting like it and start complimenting him and actually pushing him to do better instead of trying to tear him down so you can be better than him.
Anyways, I forgot how fun it was having a crush. I know I told you guys I'm not dating. I was pretty ambitious. I was like, I'm not dating for a year. And that's true. I am not dating, but I have been on dates. I'm just rejecting 99.9% of them, but I did say yes to this one date. Honestly, I don't even know how much I want to talk about this online. My crush obviously knows that I post on here. They also know that I like them, but it's so new, and I just don't know how much detail I want to give yet. But it is so fun. Like, I forgot because I haven't had a crush in I don't know, the last time I had a crush was February. So it's been a fat minute. Now I have one again, and life is just wow, fireworks. And it's so funny because my life is so full and exciting without boys, but then you add that in and it's like the cherry on top. It's like this full, beautiful life just tastes that much sweeter when I have a crush. Literally so scared to talk about this because I do not want the haters to win. But anyways, guys, I will be potentially updating you guys on this plot. We'll see. I'll let you guys know what happens.
What you probably mean when you're talking about haters is the fact that you've previously been on your page dogging men out. And if men were to see you get crushed by the person that you actually like and devastated, then all of a sudden, maybe karma would have been on full display.
I saw this video of this man being interviewed by Wendy Williams, and I think it looked a little bit older, and he was basically telling Wendy, if daddy says or asks to make me a sandwich, what would your response be? She's like, you can make your own sandwich. So then the man goes back, he goes, okay, well then next time we're out in public and a man disrespects you, I'm just gonna sit back and let you handle it. And she's looking, she's like, but that's your job. And he was like, so yeah, so if daddy wants a sandwich, make daddy a sandwich. And I have to say, I agree.
Can we please stop with all this love language? If she does not love you, you can speak every possible love language possible, and she will step over you when you drop from a heart attack, from all the stress that she gave you. Then she'll be telling everybody how difficult you really were while you were living. She was just putting up with you and having to listen to you in your fancy dining room with velvet drapes and French marble floors, chewing your food, and it made her sick. She'll say you were actually bad with money even though she never worked, and she got everything she ever looked at. But she'll be telling people you talked to her all crazy and you were just made her feel bad about herself, and just great lies, even after you died. And you cannot defend yourself from the grave. Keep that in mind.
DoorDash SA girl made her first appearance in court recently, and she is facing 2 felony charges for recording and posting that dude's willy on TikTok. And how this trial goes down is entirely dependent on how much of a dumbass she wants to be. Because honestly, she could probably plea out. She's pretty young. I don't think she has a criminal record. She could probably give some kind of song and dance about how she didn't know it was wrong and she's so sorry and she'll never do it again. But do you think that's what she's doing? No, she's pleading not guilty, which is insane, because to prove the 2 felonies against her, they have to prove 1, that she did it, which we know, 2, that she posted it, which she did, we know, she proved that, and 3, that she did it for monetary purposes, amusement, or revenge. And based on her own videos, she self-reports to all 3. By posting to TikTok, I think it automatically falls under posting for amusement, but she also says in her videos that she was upset that TikTok was taking down the videos because she wanted to get paid, and she also says that she wanted this man to be shamed by anyone who knew him. And ma'am, do you know how bad a felony is for your life? 2 felonies? You couldn't even get a better job than DoorDash as a non-felon. What are you doing? If she wants any shot of winning this case, she has to somehow find a way to prove that he did in fact knowingly SA her. And the police already investigated this and have already completely disproven that claim. Not just found it unfounded, disproved it. So now, just playing devil's advocate, trying to find any shot in the dark that she has here, she could potentially hire a cybersecurity team to go into his stuff, look through all of the mountains of his emails, search history, and maybe if they can find that he has a solid history of actually baiting women into looking at his dingle-dangle-dee-doo, maybe she could win. Do you want to know how much that costs? Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Where are you gonna get that money? Just kidding, don't worry. She has a GoFundMe. She's raised $195. And keep in mind, these are just charges pressed by the state. Once the prosecution is done with her, possibly Austin might be his name, can still sue her civilly. She ruined her own life, and the only way of possibly getting it back on track is to just admit that she did something wrong, and she refuses. Anyway, if you didn't improperly enter someone's house and take a picture of their heat-seeking moisture missile and then post it onto the world's most public social media platform today, congrats.
And I know a lot of times we talk about stuff online, but when you see it play out in the real world, I feel like it just, I don't know if scared is the word that I'm looking for, but just, it hits you. It's a dose of reality that y'all can do stuff online and it carries over into real life. I bet when you recorded that, you weren't thinking, I'm going to find myself facing 2 felonies in a court somewhere, a real court, in front of a real judge with real consequences. It's not the life that you want to live.
One thing I always pay attention to is a woman's ex. Like if your ex was fit and shaped, successful, y'all may have not had the same beliefs or thoughts, whatever the case may be, that came to show later on, then I'm okay with that. But if your ex was out of shape, broke, or financially irresponsible, uneducated, and the list goes on, then I'm going to be very skeptical about dating you, because that was once your standard. Your standard is what you accept. For me, I have been shown to not tolerate a lot, right? Like I'm quick to remove something from my life that is not in alignment. Now you ladies, y'all stay with a dude for 2-3 years and he's a bum. So that's my measure.
And this is why people will tell you, don't tell your new partner about how your ex was, because then they're going to be like, well, you tolerated all that crap. You're probably going to tolerate it with me then. Don't do it. Just keep this to yourself. My ex was a bum. And even I had lost trust in myself and say, yo, I got poor judgment of character. It took a while for me to build that up. Just don't tell your partner that your ex was just stay quiet.
Just a married pregnant mom, but I still shaved my entire body for this concert just in case. If that wasn't disgusting enough, take a look at these comments. Are the chances low? Yes, but are never zero. So you're saying there's a chance. This is a married mother with a child. 33 weeks pregnant with twins, but that will not stop me. You got this, mama. Married woman with a baby on the way. Girl, my husband said you're 2 weeks postpartum. Why don't you just wear leggings? Excuse me, sir, you think leggings are appropriate attire for meeting my boyfriend for the first time? Funny thing is that she turned comments off for her video, but too late, sweetheart. I saw them, and now we've all seen them. Also, I gave you a more appropriate shirt since you love being a...
This might be like a hot take, and I don't want to be canceled for this, but if I'm at the bar and I'm talking to you for the first time, we first meet at the bar, and you don't buy me a drink, I'm a little turned off by that. I'm not money hungry. I'm not this gold digger, but I think it's a respectful thing. I do though want to hear from a guy's perspective if this is a little crazy.
Y'all claim to care about endangered species, but there is no endangered species that would be sadder to lose than the Karen. I feel like Karens have been the target of a hate campaign for years, but we're already beginning to feel the effects of what happens when the Karen population drops below replacement level. And yes, some Karens did deserve their fate. The ones having the toddler-style meltdowns in the middle of Bath and Body Works probably are better off institutionalized anyway for their safety and everyone else's. But I think since we've rebranded so much behavior as Karen-like, we're actually losing recipes on how to function as a society. Like Karens in a restaurant saying that the meal is wrong or the service is bad. That's part of what helps quality control. We all laugh at them when they're over on Google reviews talking about how the TJ Maxx bathroom was a disaster, but we also appreciate it when we're the next one in line to use that bathroom and it actually gets cleaned. Similarly, a lot of the busybody behavior in neighborhoods that we chalk up as Karen-like used to be considered an integral part of our communities. Oh, there's a creepy guy hanging around the playground and it doesn't appear that he has kids of his own. Oh, you saw him there last week too? Oh, you looked up his criminal record? I live pretty far out, so I'm one of the youngest people in my neighborhood, and the Karens around me are some of my dearest connections. They notice if I'm out of town and they grab my mail. They text me if I left my garage door up accidentally. They get in our little Facebook group and they help lost dogs return home, or they coordinate trick-or-treating times because, hey, it looks like it's raining Friday but not Saturday. All of these rely on a foundation of a little bit of gossip, a little bit of being in other people's business, and a lot of speaking up when something's not right. Networks of women doing these things are a huge component of community connection, safety, and honestly just things running smoothly. But we've focused for so long about Karens at their worst that we no longer have them at their best.
I really like the point that she made about being a good neighbor. And, say for instance, texting, hey, you left your garage open, or, what our neighbor does. I mean, we have a Ring doorbell, but every single time he texts us, he just texts, hey, y'all have a package downstairs. I mean, thanks, Mike. Seriously, thank you. But we know, Mike, we know. I mean, thank you. That's great. I think what we've run into is the overdoing it. Like I think there was a police officer who had just moved into his apartment. He was coming home and a woman stopped him. And she was like, do you live here? And he's like, yeah. Are you sure that you live here? Yeah. And I think he mentioned, are you asking me this question? And some people, now when I say this, some people are going to be upset, but I think just the honesty of it was hilarious. The next question he asked was, is it because I'm black? And she said, maybe. It was so, the way she said it, you didn't really hear any maliciousness in her voice. You heard her in her mind going through all of the possibilities. It might be because you're black. It might be because you're a criminal. Who knows? I'm leaving all my options open. I'm leaving all my options open. Right? I think she ended up losing her job, getting kicked out of the apartment or something like that. Something of that nature, whatever it was. But I think just the harassment is what it is. Nobody minds texting, or if you see a pattern of things happening and it's actually legit, then say something. But nobody wants to be harassed.
One of the best pieces of advice I've ever read about relationships is this. A man called...
So go back and watch his video. Do not watch hers. I don't know where she read this, but it might be some of the worst advice I have ever seen, which is probably why that generation is such a show at this point. You're gonna walk around and think, well, I'm just so amazing and I am so special that he is going to change everything about him for me. You are setting yourself up to fail, but you're also setting that man up to fail. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to do what he did and say, oh, and women do this, because I've never seen a dude do this. I have only ever seen women do this. And I know this because I did it. So please, for the love of God, do not listen to this woman. Watch his video, because not only is she getting it wrong, she's also trying to womansplain what men do. And again, just stop. A lot of you women are setting these men up to fail because you're picking them like, well, he's cute, he's this, he makes good money, he drives a nice car, and he's funny, he makes me laugh. Fantastic. But he does have this little bitty problem, but it's okay, he'll change it for me. No. You pick a man because he has 80% of the qualities that you want, because that 20% you are never gonna find. If that dude doesn't fit into that 80%, find another dude. You are setting that man up to fail, and in return, you're setting yourself up to fail. And then you got all these stupid women out here that want to run around crying on the internet that, oh, men are trash, all guys do this, all guys are that. I'm sorry, did he break your heart, or did you break your own heart? Because let's be honest, that man told you up front who he was, right? You chose to ignore it. And you chose, thinking that you were so important, that he would change these qualities for you. So did he do that, or did you do that, sis? Because you did it. There are men out here that want to love you, that when they call you their girlfriend, it means something. When they call you baby, it means something. If they marry you, it means something. So don't be out here degrading the good guys that are trying to like get above all this other trash, because you got all these freaking women out here that want to keep dating the douchebag and the emotionally unavailable ones and then cry about it afterwards and talk about what trash men are. So you set that up. You set that up. That is on you.
Ask out girls in person. And this is poor phrasing on my part. Yes, I love when people ask me out in person, but here's how I think you should do it. This is my personal advice. If you're going to go up to a strange girl in person and ask her out, rather than saying, can I have your number? You should say, can I give you my number? And I think that takes a lot of the pressure off of the girl in the situation, and it makes a lot of girls feel like they can take your number and choose not to talk to you if they're not interested, rather than having to reject you to your face and be like, no, I don't really want you to have my number. I'm not that attracted to you. I have a boyfriend, whatever. It just takes back kind of the control for the woman and allows her to decide if she wants to talk to you, if she wants to text you, if she thinks you're cute. And it's kind of a no harm, no foul, because you'll know if she's really interested by whether or not she actually texts you. So yeah, that's my advice for guys who want to approach girls in person. Let me know if it helps.
No, it didn't help, honey. So the comment that you read there says, aside from these guys, what's wrong with trying to approach a girl and attempting to ask them out on a date? Here's the thing. Like, this has all gotten so complicated. It's really like so. And why is it complicated? Because what she really wants, and what she explains in this video, is she wants the whole thing to work out where a girl has, it's all on her terms, right? First of all, you're the one going up to her to start off, right? Fine. Okay. You're going up to her. You're taking the initiative. You're being a man. You're doing it. Okay. That's number one. Initiative taken by you. Okay. You go up to her. Now she's saying that you can't ask for her phone number. You can't ask for her phone number because you violated her in some way, right? Like now it's on her to say, I'm not interested. The pressure's on her, to be honest, to say, hey, you're not my type. She doesn't want any of that. She wants you to go up and say, here's my number. Now, why is this stupid? First of all, guys, if you do this, if you're like, hey, they'll take your number. First of all, they're not going to put it in their phone. Secondly, they're not going to call you. Like 9 out of 10 times, this is just going to be you giving your number to people and not getting anything out of it. Whereas if you go up and ask for a girl's number and she says, no, I'm not, like, she can play some role in this. You're the one going up to her. She can just say, hey, I'm not interested. Sorry, I have a boyfriend. Like, what is the big deal?
Here are the 10 most common lies women tell men every single day. Number 1, I'm just not ready for a relationship right now. Translation, I'm not ready for a relationship with you. When she actually meets the guy she wants, she will clear her schedule. She will move cities and introduce him to mom in 72 hours. If she's confused about you, I'm sorry, but you were never the prize. Number 2, I want a nice, good guy. No, biggest lie in modern dating. Nice equals spineless in her world. She wants the guy who can say no, who has boundaries, and who isn't terrified of upsetting her. That's why the she cries about still gets her wet, while the nice guy gets friend-zoned into oblivion. Number 3, he's just a friend. Sorry, no, there's no such thing as platonic male best friends who aren't secretly in love with her. He is an orbiter, a backup plan, a vulture circling ahead. Men don't invest time, attention, and emotional labor into women they aren't trying to sleep with. So never ignore the friend. Number 4, money doesn't matter to me. It matters more than she will ever admit. She doesn't need you to be filthy rich, but she needs you to be resourceful. Women are hardwired to choose the man who can protect and provide for her. So stay broke and watch how that fast love turns into, I need space. Number 5, I've only slept with 4 guys. Take whatever number she gives you and add 5 to 10 minimum. That math never adds up because the truth will make her feel judged. High mileage usually means higher chaos. Number 6, my past doesn't matter. I've evolved. I've changed. Your past is the best predictor of your future. If her history is a dumpster fire of cheating, drama, and broken men, guess who's getting burned next? You are, my friend. People don't change unless the pain of staying the same is worse than the pain of growth. Number 7, oh, I didn't see her text. I'm sorry. She lives on that phone like it's an oxygen tank. She saw it. She ignored it. Number 8, I want a guy who's vulnerable and cries with me. She wants a man who's strong enough to hold space when she cries. She doesn't want you sobbing on her shoulder at 2 a.m. because your feelings got hurt. Number 9, I don't know what I want. She knows exactly what the hell she wants. She just doesn't want you to know that you're not it. This is a test. Weak men chase clarity. Strong men walk away. And number 10, I'm not like the other girls, I promise. Every girl who says this is exactly like the rest, biologically wired to chase strength, status, and leadership. The second you believe her unicorn story is the second she loses respect. Stop listening to her words, start watching her actions. Words are free. Behavior costs something. That's why behavior is where truth hides. Which lie hurt you the most? Drop your number down below.
Y'all girls really like girls. It ain't girls, it's girls who like girls. That's what's going on. Because there's no reason why you're sitting on the internet every day seeking validation from other women by bashing men. You like girls. This is far past decentering men. And I'm going to explain to you what decentering men actually is. Because a lot of y'all don't seem to get it. When you decenter men, it doesn't mean that you hate men. It doesn't mean that you're disgusted by men. It doesn't mean that you don't want to be around men. It simply means that men are not your center of attention. You don't make men your focus. But when you sit up and make it seem like you hate men, you're disgusted by men, all of these weird things that would come out of a heterosexual woman's mouth, it makes no sense. You know why it don't make no sense? Because you like girls. A lot of y'all are kitty cat recruiting, all right? You're trying to get into other women's draws and you think you slick. Like, y'all weirdos are getting so bad. Y'all are starting up hypothetical conversations about a world that's just full of women with no men. Ew. I would never want to be in no world with a bunch of y'all. Absolutely not. Right? As terrible as some men can be, there's no way in the world I would opt to be in a place with just y'all. I would literally take being in the woods with a bear before I would do that. When you're really about something, your actions speak for themselves. You don't have to get online every day and tell the world how much you hate men and how disgusted you are by them. Your actions would speak for itself. You wouldn't be online telling us how much you hate men and being pregnant 6 months later. All right, your actions would speak for itself. A lot of y'all ain't nothing but this, and I don't pay you no mind. You're just a bunch of weirdo girls who seek validation from other weirdo girls.
I mean, I think it's okay for you to just, if you want to, go and live your own life. But these modern women, some of them are very talented. They just haven't figured out how to live their own life, how to do what's best for them in terms of their talent. They haven't learned that because they haven't spent a lot of time thinking about what they're good at. They want to do what Kim Kardashian does. They want to do what Taylor Swift does. They want to do what Beyonce does. That's great, but what are you good at? Kim Kardashian might be good at makeup. Well, you might be good at fashion. And Kim Kardashian or a Kardashian person might come to you for your fashion advice. That's a skill. You need to develop that skill. Or you might not be good at fashion or makeup, but maybe you're good at talking to people. Why don't you cultivate that skill and go be a therapist? Maybe you don't know how to talk to people. Maybe you're very introverted. Go into technology or something to where you don't really have to talk to people a lot. I mean, you still need to have that social element at some point in time, but, you know, do something that fits who you are. Men, the validation of men is something that y'all like to develop. Getting the attention of a man is a skill that y'all like to focus on. And y'all get mad when the men that don't want y'all, but y'all want them, they don't pay you any mind. Go do something else, man. Go be free. Find a talent. Go drink some coffee. Go order a club sandwich. Have a great life.
The men that y'all claim don't exist no more, I had that type of man. I had him, and I lost him because I was stupid, foolish, young, immature, possessive, mean, with a nasty attitude, ungrateful, entitled, and ignorant. I had a good man. One who gave me roses, romantic surprises, lingerie, gift baskets. He cooked, he cleaned, he had roses and candles lined up to the floor. He was romantic. He would throw me $1,000 even when he wasn't rich just to go get my damn hair done. My toes, my nails was there. He cared about me. He played old school music and slow dance with me. He took me good, took care of me, took care of my kids. I had a good man. And I lost him because I, first of all, was shocked that I even got somebody like that. I had never had nobody like that before. And I went into overdrive just doing stupid shit to try to control him and put my claws into him. And it was unnecessary because I had somebody who loved me for real and did not cheat. Loyal. Oh, loyal. If you got some man like that, please do the work. Be appreciative and be grateful. Don't be entitled. Do kind and nice things for him. Don't just be a taker. Give back. Respect him. Oh, respect him. Cause that man, baby, he gone. He with a new woman. And she looked happy as hell. She looked happy as I did when I was with him. I'm happy for her. You live, you learn. But I'm here to tell you, you guys always say, oh, there's no good men that don't exist. They exist, but they are rare. And if they came into your life, take this message as go get some therapy, go get some help, go heal, go work on yourself, and pour back into that man, because a good man will wake up one day. Good men are not blinded to the fact that they are a wonderful person to be with. They just love your ass. And when they love you, they stay and they stay and they stay and they stay because they're hoping you will get it together one day. They're not staying with you because they don't know that they're a good man and they may not be able to get anything else. Oh, baby, he know. He counting down on your clock. He counting down on your clock. So work on yourself. Don't lose no good man, because I'm going to tell you, they are rare. And since I've been out here in these streets, it ain't nothing for me in these streets. They all trash. That's all. That's the tea. That's the word. I hope I can help somebody today.
Maybe it's not that men have actually become more narcissistic or more toxic. Maybe it's the fact that these men out here have actually learned their worth and they're tired of tolerating a woman's. And what it really is because women are so used to like princess treatment and getting their way simply by existing. They don't like the men that have boundaries, that have standards, that want to communicate. They want all of the chaos and the toxicity because that's all they ever know. And that's all they ever attract because that's exactly who they are. These men are not becoming more. You just don't want to take constructive criticism. You don't want to have conversation. You don't want to level up with these men. You just want to take him for all of his money and then dump him for the next dude with no job, no car, and nothing to offer and claim that he was narcissistic and controlling. That man is not trying to be controlling. He's trying to tell you his needs and his wants, but because you relate his needs to only being sexual needs, you don't know how to fulfill that man. And instead of internalizing that and learning your man and learning his needs and his wants and his desires outside of the bedroom, you blame it on him being narcissistic or only wanting you for sex or only wanting a maid in the house and all of this that women tell each other. Because why is it that every time a man talks about his needs, the first thing in a woman's mind is something sexual? As if men don't need more in a relationship than just intimacy. And instead of women recognizing that, these men are actually evolving and changing and recognizing that they would rather be single than deal with all the toxicity that a lot of these women bring, y'all want to blame it on all this other instead of taking accountability for the way that you show up in relationships. Because let's face it, the majority of women think that all they have to bring to the table is sex and good looks. And that only lasts for so long with a whole ass real man that's looking for a real relationship. And all of the good men out there know exactly what I'm talking about because women need a lot more to bring to the table than just good looks. And most of them can't meet a man's needs because they don't understand a man's needs outside of the bedroom. Okay, bye.
When I said a woman's touch is literal medicine for a man, I was not being freaking poetic. I was just stating biology. And after reading the comments on that last video, it left me pissed off and heartbroken for you guys. So many men saying, my wife hasn't touched me in years. I can't remember the last time I was hugged like that. I feel invisible in my own home. I'm starving for affection, but expected just to deal with it. What the hell is that? This is not about sex. This is about just human connection. A hand on his chest, an unprompted hug, sitting close to him on the couch, touching his arm, leaning into him, letting him feel wanted, not tolerated. Consistent physical touch lowers a man's stress. It reduces cortisol, increases oxytocin, calms his nervous system, and makes him feel actually appreciated and loved. When a man feels safe, he can soften without losing his edge. He can lead without any resistance. Now, the part women do not like hearing. So many of you are locked into my needs, my feelings, my exhaustion, my resentment. No. Affection becomes transactional. Touch becomes your leverage, yet you still expect him to provide, to protect, and to lead you, right? You cannot starve a man of touch and be shocked when he emotionally disconnects from you. You cannot neglect intimacy and wonder why the polarity dies. Love is not endless talking. Love is something that is felt deeply. For men, touch is one of the deepest ways love is communicated. But men, this part is for you too, so listen up. Why the hell are you staying in relationships where you are emotionally and physically starved? Why are you accepting years without affection as normal? That is not strength. That is self-abandonment. And some of you stay out of fear. I get it. Some of you are taught men don't have needs. I also get it. Some of you think that enduring neglect makes you loyal. It doesn't. Being deprived of affection is emotional neglect, and over time, it will break you down to nothing. A man who respects himself does not beg for basic connection. He addresses it, and if it doesn't change, he walks away. Relationships do not fall apart from one betrayal. They erode from years of quiet neglect. Do better.
These are the top 5 things a husband needs from his wife. You will literally change your relationship if you implement these 5 things and really focus on them. Number 1, definitely the most important, every single man wants it, and it's respect. Don't criticize, don't point out his flaws, don't speak negatively about him in public. Number 2 is physical intimacy. Yes, both parties benefit from this, but men release far more oxytocin, so it's actually their biggest stress reliever. If quite literally anything is wrong in your relationship, just have more sex. Number 3 is trust. Stop checking his phone while he's in the shower. Stop putting locks on certain apps. You're his wife, not his mother. Number 4 is submission. I promise when you stop living like it's your way or the highway, not only will he step up and become a better leader, but your relationship will grow so much stronger. And you will actually be able to rest into your femininity. Number 5 is encouragement. As a wife, you have the power to build your man into something he couldn't become on his own, or the power to completely destroy him and his reputation. Choose your words wisely. As a woman, your actions and words have a lot more power than you think to completely change your relationship.
This is where most relationships go wrong. They assume and then get into that negative energy of, oh, he disrespected me. I can't believe he said it that way. He doesn't really love me. If he loved me, he would never. And now we get into this downward spiral of negativity. Inside of that, you have to condition that little devil on your shoulder. And I do it with him. We had a disagreement and I was in the bathroom doing my hair and then he continued doing what he was doing. And I caught myself. You ever think about what you think about? So I caught myself thinking about, dang, all the different little petty things I could do that would grind his gears. All of them. Now, that's me in my low vibrational human experience. What did I do? What was my actual reaction? I went to him and I said, baby, I am in the bathroom doing my hair, thinking of all the petty things that I could do right now. And I don't want to be in that space. I'm just trying to understand and get on the same page. We had a good conversation. He hugged me, held me. That was it. It wasn't even that serious because most of the things we fight about are petty, stupid nonsense anyway, right? I'm talking about people, not us. And you're not able to nip those thoughts in the butt and then you become reactive to where you do go do those negative things or those petty things. You're creating space and resentment between you and your partner. What is the most important is remembering who you chose and remembering that that person that loves you doesn't have malicious intent. They just do things differently. And we need to develop the skill of emotional regulation and patience and effective communication.
I don't know, man. That intent word is kind of tricky because a lot of people hurt people and they're like, well, I didn't mean to. It wasn't my intention, but you did. But you did.
Yeah, but it wasn't their intention. And why are you taking it so personal? right? It's like, what did he do? He didn't take out the trash when you asked? If he's not cheating, he's not disrespecting you, he's not calling you out of your name. It's literally most times misunderstandings or miscommunications. Is it really that serious? Or is that little devil on your shoulder screaming so loud that now you can't hear God's voice? You can't hear your own voice. You can't hear the truth voice.
I just find it so ironic that we as women fought for the right to work and have the same jobs as men. So tell me why I constantly hear women complaining about having to work. Like, we fought so hard for these rights, and then suddenly we can't be appreciative of having a job. I hear women constantly complaining, especially on social media, my own workplace, from other peers, just constantly complaining about going to work, being at work, having to work. And it definitely reflects in how they interact with coworkers and customers too. They're walking around so miserable, and they make everyone around them miserable too. And it's funny because we demanded equality in the workforce. We wanted the same opportunities as men. We got what we asked for, and now we're all ungrateful as hell. Men don't constantly complain about having to work because they understand it's part of being an adult and providing for themselves and their families. And you want to know why men do these jobs, these hard jobs? Why men work and don't complain? They rarely complain, and if they do, he's definitely a beta. But other than that, men just do what needs to be done. My man works hard every single day. He owns his own company and works 60 plus hours a week, and I don't ever hear him complain, like ever. Because men were made to carry this type of stress, women weren't. Men understand that work is their responsibility, their duty. They don't expect it to make them happy or fulfilled. They expect it to provide for their families and build something meaningful. But women act like having a job is some kind of punishment. Well, it kind of is. Like, we're victims for having to show up and do the work we literally demanded the right to do. We have done everything to try to make the female population happy: equal pay, equal opportunities, flexible schedules, maternity leave, and we're still ungrateful. It's getting annoying. You can't demand equality and then complain when you actually have to be equal. Maybe the problem isn't the job or the workplace. Maybe the problem is that we thought having a career would fulfill us in ways it was never meant to. We traded traditional roles for corporate ones and then act surprised when sitting in a cubicle all day doesn't make us happy. And look, there's nothing wrong with women wanting to work and make a difference. And if you're working out of necessity, that's understandable. But don't take your frustrations out on everyone else around you or act like the world owes you something because you have to work. You can't fight for something and then complain when you get it. Either be grateful for the opportunities or admit you made the wrong choice. We as women need to stop complaining about the life we chose. If you don't like working, figure out a different path, but stop making everyone else miserable with your attitude.
Wait, what'd you say?
I know you're watching football all day, so I'm gonna go get you some more beer and make some wings for lunch. And I was also thinking that we could hang that TV outside so you could have 2 games at once. Why are you crying?
It's just the first time that you've said that you've loved me in a while.
Say, like, you're dating a guy, you meet as homeboys, and you realize, like, he ain't the leader of the pack. I can't. I don't care about what they look like, but I want my man to be the head honcho.
You're like 35! You're like 35 years old talking about you want your boyfriend or your man to be the leader of his friend group. Are we in high school? Leader? The hell are you talking about, leader? We are grown adults. You're like 40 years old. I need my man to be the head honcho of his friend group. He also has to be the best at dodgeball in PE class. What the hell are you talking about? You're 45! So tired of this. It's like, I genuinely think that the CIA has to be paying these women to say the most psyop nonsense you've ever heard in your life. Shorty be 50 years old, talk about her boyfriend gotta be popular. What are we talking about? Genuinely, they got the podcast equipment, sat down in front of the mics, press record, and was like, you know what we should talk about today? Us being super grown, like 55 years old, talking about my boyfriend has to be the leader of his friend group or I can't talk to him. Mother of 8, talking about leader of the friend group.
Just They're asking for things that they're not able to provide themselves. They're asking for things that they're not able to provide themselves. You don't give anything to the relationship, you're not a leader. You're not going to help assist. You're not going to support. You're not going to cultivate yourself and grow yourself to be a leader. You're not going to be somebody that helps him build what he's trying to build. Why do you high value men, quote unquote, that's overkill for you. That's overkill for you. You don't know how to use them. You don't know how to support him. You don't know how to be around him. You don't know how to connect with him. What do you need that for? Matter of fact, what do you need a man for? With that type of thinking, you're going to frustrate a lot of dudes out here. You're going to go into it thinking that because you're cute, you can say a bunch of stupid stuff, and men are going to get tired of that and kick you right on back out the house. Hey, man, I feel like, it was great at first, but you and I just I can't take you home to my mom. Not with you talking silly like that. They're going to look online and see you talking silly. And you're like, who is this girl? Why are you with her?
Why does dating suck in this era? The answer is men. Men are the reason that dating.
I love when someone starts out a video being like, hey, I'm just not going to have any nuance at all, okay? It makes my job very easy. And obviously that's a ridiculous claim. If you talk about any social issue and try to blame one party only for it, chances are that's not a reasonable statement. But beyond that, she continued to speak.
They only want her if she doesn't want him back. As soon as she shows any type of interest, as soon as she lets her walls down.
See, now I'm getting to the root of this. This sounds like a very personal issue. This sounds like personally that when you have shown interest in men, that it has not worked out for you. Like, does this not give the same energy as those incels being like, you can't open up to her. If you tell her you like her, she's just going to leave. It's crazy because it's like we can look at a 50-year-old Shaquille O'Neal saying that you can't open up to women or they'll throw it in your face. And we can see that as pathetic. We're like, oh my gosh, grown man with that mindset. What the heck? But for some reason, it's like the same people that can acknowledge rightfully that that is a pathetic mindset to have as an adult, for some reason can feel comfortable turning around and saying something like, yeah, when you start to show a man that you like him, he just doesn't like you anymore, as if it's literally not the same thing. And I know you're kind of like, oh, like Bryce, you're not really explaining what's wrong with that mindset though. And it's like, yes, I could do that, but I feel like if these people heard themselves, I wouldn't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you heard what you were actually saying, you wouldn't need it explained to you.
She's testing you. Are you passing? It's true. Women shit test men. But it's not because they're evil. It's because they're wired to screen for strength. So here's a few tests that you want to make sure you pass. She cancels plans last minute. She wants to see how much you value your time, or don't. She always takes hours to respond, even though you respond immediately. She wants to see if you'll match her energy. She mentions other guys around you. She wants to see if you'll get jealous or remain unfazed. She breaks little promises that she makes to you. She wants to see if you'll hold her accountable or let it slide. She goes a little cold after you show interest. She wants to see if you'll panic or hold your frame. Tired of failing tests you didn't even know were happening? Comment test and let me show you how to pass these shit tests once and for all.
Simple way to keep your woman happy: knock her brains out and be mean to others. There's your relationship advice for the day. If this doesn't work for you, then she probably doesn't like you.
What the does that mean? I don't get why I'm still single. I don't get it. I'm a catch. What is going on in my life where I don't have a man? Or are my standards too high? Do I box myself in a corner all the time? Like nowadays, men today want to be chased. What happened to masculinity? What happened to chivalry? What happened to men courting women? What happened to that? Back in the day, dating was so much easier and it was fun. Today's dating is hell. You give a guy your number and all of a sudden you don't hear from them until like 3 to 4 days later. What was the point of me giving you my number? If you're not going to text me, I don't get it. The talking doesn't go as far as the actual app. There are no, oh, let me take you out to dinner. Let's go catch a movie. Let's go to a cafe and get to know each other. What's with all the endless text messages? What happened to men actually planning dates? What happened to it? I don't get it. How do you date in today's society? What are some of your red flags and your non-negotiables? I do not chase men. I don't do it. I did it once, would never do it again. No. Never again will I chase a guy. My biggest ick is a guy that can't hold the conversation. Now, I gotta talk the whole goddamn date. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I don't got time to be dating no guy that don't have no money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound shallow, but I've dated broke men my whole life. I have. Now I'm in a place where I have money and I want to travel and I want to see the world. I don't want you to buy me nothing because I can buy it myself. That's not what I want. I want you to have the financial stability to pick up and go on a trip. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for no Louis. I'm not asking for no goddamn bust down Chanel. I don't even goddamn like designer. I don't. I really don't. Oh, you're just very intimidating. What the f does that mean? How do I come off intimidating when I'm the most socializing person ever? Specifically, my ladies, I want to hear how you are dating, especially in today's generation. What are some dating apps you're on? Where do you go to date? And what are just some of your non-negotiables when it comes to dating these men? Because I ain't got time. Anyway, this is the makeup look. I wanted something really cute and rosy. Bye, guys.
Once again, y'all are thinking y'all are more important than you actually are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And you're seeing y'all sit up in your room all day telling yourself how great you are, telling yourself you about to rule the day and kill it, which is fantastic. But that doesn't mean that your attitude is going to transfer from business to relationships. That's what y'all are not getting. Y'all are not good people to be in relationships with. You can be a great person business-wise, co-worker, co-partner. I don't know, but you're not a good person to be around. You're not a good person to be in a relationship with, and y'all are finding it out the hard way.